winter is coming. But that hasn't stopped me from drinking cold brew because A, it's delicious, and B, it's hot as hell here in San Francisco. So today I have an experiment where I'm going to be comparing two cold brew methods that I kept under a very similar parameters in terms of coffee to water ratio and brew time. So I used 12 hours for both of these. And the two styles I used were immersion. So that's the classic one where you steep the ground coffee for, say, I don't know, 12 to 24 hours. It's all over the place, probably at least 8. And then you filter it once that's done, and there's your product. You have cold brew through immersion. And the other method that I decided to test out, and that's actually this one here, labeled with this pink sticker, is Japanese style iced coffee. I've heard flash brew, I've heard Japanese style cold brew, whatever you want to call it, but that's basically where you have ice in, say, your mug or your carafe or whatever receptacle you're using below your coffee brewer, and you use hot water during the actual brew process, and then when that hot water comes through, it hits the ice and is instantly cooled down and diluted. So what I did for that, and I may or may not have the actual brew methods before this video, so that's kind of up to how I decide to edit this, but what I decided to do was to use half of my water ratio in ice and then half in water for that style. So I have them here, and I think what I'm going to do is try and close my eyes and shuffle them around and somehow manage to open these and just conduct a blind taste test. But before I do that, I do want to get out some water, I think, so I can cleanse my palate in between sips. So I'll be right back with the taste. So I've got my water and gonna shuffle these around carefully. I might want to put my water over here because this could end in disaster if I'm gonna be doing this with my eyes closed. Probably gonna end up spilling this iced coffee, or cold brew for that matter, all over the white couch and the white shirt. So I really picked a good place to do this experiment, right? All right, here we go. My eyes are closed, I swear. You just have to trust me. I'm glad that I picked up these little mason jars because I have been doing tons of blind taste tests, and I know they're transparent, so that kind of messes some things up, but I've been doing tons of blind taste tests with mugs that are not the same, so this makes it a little bit easier. All right, here's number one. Cheers. Smells good. Okay. So that's number one. Opening my eyes so I don't knock over my water. And you know what? I know I mentioned earlier that I used a 12-hour brew period. Well, shut up. I'll talk about this after. So this one has a much more kind of woody flavor. There's a little bit of bitterness to it, and I have a feeling that this is the flash brew. So it's not. I really preferred this one. It was nice milk chocolate, smooth taste. So let's see what we got. Yep. All right. So this was the flash brew method, and what I was saying when I was rambling during the tasting is that I did say that I use the same brew times, but that's not true. The reason it's called flash brew in some cases is because of how rapid it is. At least that's my speculation. When you're brewing the coffee with hot water, it's only going to take, what, three to 5 minutes maybe. And the dilution itself, it's going to take a little bit longer, but it's not going to take 12 hours. I mean, the ice melted, I want to say, completely in a couple hours. Depending on how hot your water is, it could take longer, and of course how much ice you use. But in this case, the classic immersion method was the winner. And I have done an experiment in the past, which I'll try and link to here, comparing immersion to store-bought to slow drip, which is another style. So I'm gonna actually follow up with one extra experiment comparing all four. All right, so of course this wrap up got interrupted by my doorbell ringing, but what I wanted to say is that yes, I'm going to compare all methods that I can in a future experiment, and I'll try and be as consistent as possible. I'm definitely going to use the same coffee, same grind, but what I wanted to say is that this isn't bad. It's certainly acceptable for cold brew. It's probably, I'm actually curious to see how this would compare to normally brewed coffee cooled down and mixed with some ice. So that may be something that I do in the future, but if you need quick cold brew, then this is a good method, and it's not going to be something that's undrinkable. But if you want the real deal cold brew, then you should wait those 12 hours and just go with the standard immersion method. And I used a Chemex filter here. Again, not sure if I'm going to show you the methods I used before the video or not, but if I did, great. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, comments, or if you decide to replicate this experiment yourself, please let me know by leaving a question or comment below. And also appreciate a like. If you don't like it, then let me know why. I'll try and improve it for next time. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'm always putting out experiments like this, coffee maker reviews, coffee reviews, stuff that has to do with coffee. So if you like coffee, then you should definitely subscribe. Thanks for watching.